Good afternoon, Crawdad fans, and welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, about 13 minutes before first pitch, featuring the Walnut Creek Crawdads and San Francisco Seagulls. The Crawdads trying to break a 3-game skid. Alongside me, Charlie Limoncelli. I'm Harry Setrakian. Our producer, Jack Brooks, is also to our left. And mentioned first pitch about 13 minutes away. But first for you, we have the Up the Creek pregame show. Today's pregame show is brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend. So check out who's playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek. And well, Charlie, I alluded to it very shortly, but what's been happening is a couple losses in a row. Now 3 in a row on the homestand, but the Crawdads a chance to get out of the homestand with an overall winning record, both on the season and in the homestand. But Sunday rather, it was a bit of a defensive struggle
Yeah,
for the
that it
Dads.
was. The Walnut Creek lost to the San Luis Obispo Blues. The final tally, I do believe it was, yes, 5-2 at the end of the day. The Crawdads struggled 4 total errors on defense. It was just not their day on Sunday. This is a team that had played 6 straight days. They definitely needed the off day yesterday. But prior to that, they also lost 9-7 against the very same Blues on Saturday, and then a 7-4 loss against the Alameda Merchants at home. It's just been a tough 3-game stretch. The Crawdads have looked good in each of the different phases individually, but they haven't put together a complete game where everything is firing. The pitching has looked good in previous games, the hitting has looked good in previous games, but they haven't been, and the defense has looked good in previous games, but not all at the same time, and therein lies the issue, Harry. That's why it's been kind of a struggle bus for Walnut Creek.
Well, it has, but you talk about struggling, and you look across the diamond to the San Francisco Seagulls, who have now lost 7 straight games, 2 of which were to the Crawdads earlier about a week ago. And so a team that the Crawdads have played well already this season, a team that the rest of the CCL has played very well. So you have to feel like it's setting the stage for perhaps a get-back game, Charlie.
Absolutely. These Seagulls, the Crawdads beat them 9-4 last Sunday and then 17-1 just 1 week ago, last Tuesday, the 9th. And I mean, this is the Seagulls team that Walnut Creek has dominated the last couple of years. A 7-0 season series in 2025, the Seagulls and the Crawdads in favor of Walnut Creek. So the Crawdads looking to have that same success. It was kind of an automatic win last year. They would really love it if it could be the same this year, but you got to treat every game like it's brand new. You can never not take an opponent seriously. So Walnut Creek needs to come out kind of guns blazing and ensure they start off the week with a get-right game, so to speak.
And they did only lose 3 games in a row. Once all of last season, it was a 4-game losing streak early in July of 2025. That was the Dads' longest losing streak of the season last year, so they're already kind of in danger of matching that here today. But again, seems like it's got a good chance for a get back. And any final thoughts before a quick break?
Yeah, just got to get the momentum back on. You play the Seagulls twice this week. You play Menlo Park once this week. The Philippine Baseball Group, who is dead last in the CCL South on Sunday. And then 2 games against Alameda, who right now is the 2nd team in the CCL North. So some time to get it right and then try to stick it to a division opponent that you're going to be battling for a playoff spot with, all things considered.
So in CCL play, the Crawdads 4th at 4-4, looking to escape the homestand above 500 in league play and overall play. But we'll be back shortly with lineups and first pitch coming your way here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the pregame show on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Today's pregame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who's playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's going on up the creek. Keys to the game today, Charlie, after, again, the 5-2 loss at home against the Slow Blues just a couple of days ago. Beginning with kind of the obvious, the first thing we touched on was to limit the errors. They made 4 of them, had a couple of earned runs, and it just was unlike the Crawdads that we've seen.
Absolutely. This Crawdad team has been really fantastic defensively to start the 2026 season, and Sunday was extremely uncharacteristic, so you got to clean that up. Having and playing good defense is so fundamental. It really helps your pitchers out. They gain confidence. They can throw strikes knowing that their defense is going to pick them up on weak contact. You don't have to try and paint the zone with all sorts of crazy breaking balls and dotted fastballs and all that sort of stuff. So just playing sound defense and limiting errors gives your pitchers so much more room to work and will allow the Crawdads to play more relaxed, and hopefully that'll carry over to the offensive side.
Well, the pitching staff was inducing some weak contact off the Blues' bats, but as well as that, the offense was a little aggressive and not finding the gap. So continuing to today, we want the second key to the game is to be patient, but keep putting that ball in play. Not a lot of strikeouts until really the last 2 innings of the game yesterday. Had 2 before the 8th and only just 1 before the 6th. So they were putting the ball in play, just weren't finding the gaps. So the only difference is today that we want to see the Dads be a little bit more patient. Blues pitchers were averaging just under 13 pitches per inning on Sunday, and that's not a recipe for success. Kept the pitchers very, very fresh. So, but again, they were putting the bat on the ball, so there is some good to take away.
Absolutely. This Crawdad team is really good at putting the ball in play, all things considered. They make good contact. They make loud contact. They hit it to good parts of the field. The problem with Sunday's game was they just weren't seeing pitches. I mean, credit to the San Luis Obispo Blues. That pitching staff was just throwing strikes and making it hard to take pitches. But this is a San Francisco Seagulls bullpen that is not nearly the same caliber as San Luis Obispo. Make them work for it. Make them throw strikes. See more pitches per at bat, and then once you see a pitch that's favorable as a hitter, put it into the play, drive it into a gap, drive it over the wall. Just make good contact. That's going to be one of the other recipes for success.
And speaking of throwing strikes, Kalani Haregi is going to be on the mound starting things today. So he's just looking to keep it rolling at 6 strikeouts when he pitched a week ago today and 2 2/3 against the Seagulls. Then fourth key, filling the Ellis-sized gap. Ryan Ellis not in the lineup today, not starting. He deserves a day off. He's been kind of the guy for the Crawdads, so it's time to fill in what he's been producing. Kevin Parker Jr. in the 3rd spot where Ellis has kind of found himself, so going to be interesting to see if he as an individual or kind of the people around him in the lineup as well can help out fill that gap. Then finally, we mentioned it earlier, but leaving town with a win and above 500. Crawdads 4-4 in CCL play this season, as well as that 4-3 on the current homestand. So looking to leave town with both records above 500.
That they are, and that would be just a solid shout for their momentum. You know, going to Menlo Park tomorrow for the first time this season. You're back home against Alameda on Thursday. Then you go on the road to play the Seagulls in San Bruno on Sunday. Another road game in Alameda on Saturday. Then finally you come back home to play Philippine Baseball Group on Sunday for Father's Day. So Walnut Creek got to start the week off with a home win, keep that home record above 500, get above 500 in conference play, and then you can carry that momentum into your away contests.
Seagulls and Crawdads just minutes away. We'll be back very shortly on the Up the Creek pregame show with lineups for you. Stay tuned. Back here at Monte Vista High School, Charlie Limoncelli, Harry Setrakian, our producer Jack Brooks, ready to bring you today's action. Today's first pitch, time and temperature are brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919. Weather right now, 78 degrees and sunny, a bit blustery for here in Walnut Creek, kind of blowing directly in from right field. Time to take a look at today's starting pitcher for the Crawdads, sponsored by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, and it's Kalani Haregi, who Charlie's kind of been the guy on the bump to start things out for the Crawdads in a couple of outings so far. His first CCL outing was exactly a week ago against the same exact opponent, the San Francisco Seagulls. He went 2 2/3, gave up just 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, but 6 strikeouts in those 2 2/3 innings to 2 walks. Looking to keep the strikeout ball rolling. He's got 10 overall in all competitions this season.
Yeah, he's just been fantastic for Walnut Creek. Really effective, has really good swing and a miss stuff, but also is just very controlled, something that the Crawdads are really happy to see. Doesn't issue a lot of free passes. Everything pairs off the fastball well, which itself is a very nice looking pitch. Pairs it with a good off speed, 2 good off speed pitches, the breaking ball and the changeup. So he's just been fantastic in limited action for Walnut Creek. They would love to get like 3 innings out of him today.
Would be the first time a Walnut Creek starter goes over 2 2/3. He went 2 2 last time, but the defense behind him looking to help him out in that effort. Going from the outfield left to right, Daniel Pulasic, Bryden Bull, and Shane Aldridge. Then on the infield left to right, TJ Woodson, Kevin Parker Jr. taking over for Elijah Ramos. Peyton Rolls is at second with Barrett Ronson at first. Brandon Clisby will be behind the plate doing the catching of Kalani Haregi, who's just about ready to throw the first pitch. About a minute late, but ready as he faces Christian Lamothe, the left-handed hitter, batting .290 so far. First pitch is in there for a strike at 4:06 p.m. And a good start for Haregi.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice fastball outer third.
Working quickly, same spot. Strike number 2, Lamothe down 0-2. Lamothe had 1 hit in 7 at-bats against the Crawdads in the 2 games they played a week ago. But the 1 hit a homer. Now down 0-2, takes at the knees, called strike 3. 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and see you later.
And that's exactly what we talk about when we're referencing Kalani Haregi and the command with the really good stuff that he has. 3 pitches for a strikeout is fantastic work to start this outing.
Couldn't get any better. So now it's Davis Drummond to stand in, the righty versus the righty Haregi. He'll take a fastball, this time a little low and in. 4-1, the first ball that Haregi has thrown. Lineup for the Seagulls goes Lamothe, Drummond, Wall, and then Cade Heflin, Derek Waldvogel, and Jake Brewer. 4-5-6 as that one down below the knees and in the dirt. 7-8-9 to back to round out the final third. Marcus Graham, Ethan Lopez, and Emilio Feliciano, the ones tasked with getting to Haregi. He's down 2-0, and now 3-0. That one way outside to Herman.
This is kind of an unusual at-bat for Kalani Haregi here. We haven't really seen him miss too many of his spots this season.
3-0. Herman taking all the way, takes strike 1. So Haregi gets in the zone. He's been working that fastball early and working quickly. Now the 3-1 already. Hit out to second. Peyton rolls in a few steps, and he'll retire German at first. 2 down.
That's a fantastic recovery. You go down 3-0 as a pitcher, then you get a get-me-over fastball, another soft one, low part of the zone, grounded weakly to your stellar defense, especially at second to rolls. That's just textbook pitching right there from Haregi.
5 innings, just 1 run on 5 hits, and a whopping 10 strikeouts for Haregi so far. Again, that's all competition, including a game that was not against the CCL, as his first pitch to Tanner Wall is outside, the second baseman, batting .357. Stands tall in that left-handed batter's box. Waiting the 1-0. He'll swing and drive one to right center field. Hits softly going back. Bryden Bull in center. It's going to drop past him. Took a bad angle, and this one will keep on rolling. Wall into second. He'll be there standing up. So Bryden Bull moved from first to center field for today's game. Missed that one coming in.
Yep, just didn't take the right angle on it. Tough read, and this is a guy who's naturally an outfielder, hasn't played a ton of center field in his career, has played now, I believe, 4 or 5 games out there for Walnut Creek, but yeah, Hasn't played there in a couple days. Nonetheless, double for Tanner Wall with 2 down.
So Kate Heflin stands in from Wheeling University out of Marietta, Georgia. A ways away, another lefty set to face Hadegi here in the cleanup spot with now a runner in scoring position but 2 outs. Hadegi comes into the first pitch. Fastball, he's late, fouls it away.
First time in 3 batters now for Kalani Hadegi to get a first pitch strike. Much needed.
Oh, 1 Hadegi from the stretch. By him again with a fastball. Strike number 2.
Just overpowering fastball from Hadegi's 5'11", 195-pound frame. It'll play in the CCL, sitting in the low 90s.
The San Diego State sophomore looking to put a pin in this one with a strikeout. 0-2, swing and fouled away. Heflin again late on the fastball, and it's the fastball that, like you said, is overpowering batters. He's getting it by him, but also throwing it for strikes. Finding the zone with it. Now 0-2, he's thrown 3 straight to Heflin. Might want to break something off speed here. Checks at second, quickly fires. No, another fastball, this one up and away. 1-2.
Good shout, though. Would have been probably a solid idea to go with the off-speed pitch there, but Clisby and Hadegi on the same page with the fastball. Wonder if they'll go to something different here. Inside corner breaky ball, maybe.
Still ahead 1-2. Did go off speed, and he pulls it on the ground to Rolls once again. And the second attempt for Rolls, just like the first one, very successful. So the 2-out double, nothing to be afraid of, because Kalani Hadegi puts a pin in it quickly, and it's a nice first inning. Crawdads, 0-0 coming up to bat. A solid inning for Kalani Hadegi. Now his counterpart coming on the mound. Today's broadcast of Walnut Creek Crawdads Baseball is brought to you in part by Danville Chocolates, located on East Prospect Avenue in downtown Danville. Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, and it is Theodore Soros facing off against Hadegi. He did have an outing against the Crawdads when they played again a week ago. 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, gave up a home run. So the Crawdads seeing him for the second time this season. And it's a Crawdads lineup that looks like this. Leading off, playing second, Peyton Rolls with Daniel Pulasic and Kevin Parker Jr. behind him. Ryan Ellis, again, not in that 3 spot today, not in the lineup at all. Bryden Bull, the power hitter, batting cleanup with Brandon Clisby and Sutter Moss behind him. They were not in the starting lineup on Sunday. Neither was Barrett Ronson, who's batting 7th, with Shane Aldridge and TJ Woodson rounding it out at 8 and 9, just as they did last game a couple of days ago. They're ready to fire against this Seagulls rotation. First pitch to Rolls. He'll take inside corner for a strike. So Soros off to the start you would ask for.
Absolutely, but already another left-hander warming up for San Francisco.
0-1, Rolls goes after it and fouls it away off the right side. Goes to 0-2. Theodore Soros from UNLV, redshirt freshman over there, 5'11", 195. Around 85 miles an hour on the fastball. His 0-2 to Rolls, bounces 5 feet in front of the plate, an easy take. 1 ball and 2 strikes, Rolls. On a stretch of 3 straight multi-hit games, he's 6 for 13 in that stretch. And they've all been singles after hitting 2 doubles 5 games ago versus the Seagulls. And in that series, hit 3 doubles total, went 3 for 8, all of them doubles. Breaking ball, backdoor, not quite there for ball 2. So Rolls, well, he's been on a roll.
That he has. He's been one of the hottest hitters for Walnut Creek this season, and no wonder why. Was just a phenom at San Jose State, too.
2-2, pulled, line drive, left side, base hit. Rolls gets things started off nicely for the Dads. And he's on first for Daniel Palasic, just making his second appearance in a Crawdads uniform. In his first one, he got on base twice in his debut Sunday. Didn't get a hit, but a walk and a hit by pitch. 2 of the, I think it's 7 ways you can reach first base.
Yeah, he was very effective, Palasic was, and, Rolls stays hot. Now a guy with contact ability and power at
Rolls
the dish.
goes on the first pitch, down low. He'll be in easily to second, way ahead of the throw. A stolen bag for Peyton Rolls. The pitch again, very much below the zone. And for Rolls, team leading 5th stolen base, extends his team lead. Next closest guy is 3. There's 2 of them. Dylan Perez and Shane Aldridge. Now the lefty Soros has a man in scoring position, dealing to the lefty Palasic. That's a strike on the outside to even the count.
And that's a really nice pitch from Soros there. Just goes across the body with the fastball, outer third. Really tough for a left-hander to read and much less get a piece of.
So he'll spin back and throw to second, rolls back in standing. The shortstop Feliciano getting over there as the Seagulls defense lines it up with Heflin in left, German in center, and Wald Vogel in right. From left to right in the infield goes Brewer, Feliciano, Wall, and Lamothe, with the catcher Ethan Lopez behind the plate. 1-1, called strike 2, another fastball. So Soros gets ahead, just as he did against Rolls, now 1-2. Lefty against lefty. Palasic looking for his first Crawdads hit, but it's called strike 3 on the outside corner. First strikeout of the day for Theodore Soros.
Yeah, he's getting the calls on the outer third and just kept spamming it with that fastball. Palasic now having a chat with Bryden Bull, the next left-hander now on deck for Walnut Creek. Passing the information, always good to see. Baseball staple.
A lot of information gets passed from batter to batter. In the dugout, it's just a tunnel of info. So we have remarked now a lefty, or a righty, and Kevin Parker Jr. comes up. The lineup, righty-lefty, righty-lefty, until the 9th. As this one spiked in the dirt. Rolls going to take off. Good bounce, favoring Lopez, but his throw is still offline and late. Rolls takes third on the wild pitch. Crawdads in business.
If that throw was on a line from Lopez back there, would have been a tighter play at third base, but Rolls had a huge jump anyway. He's just so good on the base paths.
So now runner on third with 1 out. A lot of ways to get him in. Parker goes high to the right side, fading foul. It will go all the way out of play. David Waldvogel gave it a look. Derek Waldvogel, that is. But no chance. So 1 ball, 1 strike after the wild pitch and the foul ball. In comes the Parker Jr. in the dirt again. He takes. So it seems like Soros so far has been either in the zone throwing a strike or throwing a ball in the dirt.
Pretty much. Command kind of all over the place for the left-hander, not dissimilar to what we saw his first appearance last week.
Up high above the eyes of Kevin Parker. 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, one of our keys to fill the Ryan Ellis-sized hole in the lineup. He's not in the lineup today. Kevin Parker, again, kind of taking the spot where Ryan Ellis has been.
And
looking to...
Parker Jr., just a guy that kind of walks a lot like Ryan Ellis does. Parker Jr. leads the team in the category, 7 walks through conference play.
This time he goes after this one to short. Will chase the run in, and it's off the glove of the shortstop Feliciano. It'll trickle into center field. Kind of a tough hop to deal with by Emilio Feliciano. Read it incorrectly, but regardless, a run for the Crawdads comes in. And Parker does the job. Gets on base as he has over 40% of the time. He's got a .423 on base. That will be extended after that at bat. It's an error on the shortstop Feliciano. So it doesn't get the RBI, but does add to the OBP. Actually, no, I don't think it does. Brian Bull goes after the first pitch, chops slowly to first. Lamoth comes in on it and will have the only option to first. So Parker Jr. advances on to second with 2 down now. That brings up Brandon Clisby. Clisby at 308 on the season so far. So far up from his stats last year with the Crawdads was a 217 hitter, so on a small sample size, he's improving that. And in 2 games against the Seagulls earlier last week, 2 for 4, 2 doubles. First pitch to him is on the inside corner for a strike. Kevin Parker left to go. Defense was ready. So the Gulls defense thinking about the Crawdads runners already, as they have brought one in here in the bottom of the first. 1-0. The Crawdads lead it with 2 down. Soros deals, and Clisby goes after a high one. So no balls, 2 strikes.
It's been a good recovery after the E5 RBI for Soros on the hill. He's just kind of attacking these Crawdad hitters now, and they're not entirely sure what to do about it.
No balls and 2 strikes. Soros will turn and throw to second again. Back diving is Parker Jr. Seen him, or both pitchers, or him, excuse me, go back to second a couple times.
Very aware of these Crawdad base runners. He knows what they can do. I mean, just look at what Peyton Rolls did.
Thinking about Parker's speed. Here comes the pitch. He will take off to third, and Lopez can't handle it behind the plate. The transfer lost it a little bit, so it'll be a stolen bag for Parker. He would have had a chance, I think, Charlie.
Yeah, definitely would have been a chance on the throw to third, but kind of double clutched it.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Soros again has to deal with the runner on third with 2 down. In it comes, and Clisby sends one out towards the left center field gap. Racing back Germán. He'll dive and lay out to his right and make a phenomenal catch to rob Clisby of extra bases and an RBI, going full extension into the gap. Wow. The Crawdads get 1. Could have been more, but Davis Germán said no. 1-0 Crawdads lead after 1. Derek Waldvogel, Jake Brewer, and Marcus Graham do up against Kalani Haregi, who had a very effective first inning. Had a strikeout, a couple groundouts to second, sandwiched around a double by Tanner Wall. But again, bared down, made his pitch, and retired Cade Heflin. Now it's Derek Waldvogel batting .286 on the summer so far. To meet him, who chases a very, very high fastball for strike 1. Waldvogel against the Crawdads, 0 for 3 this season, all 3 ending in strikeouts. The way Haregi's been rolling, I think maybe more of the same to come, forecasting perhaps. The 0-1 right there for strike 2. Another fastball located perfectly.
Another start of an inning where Kalani Haregi is just absolutely dotting the strike zone with the fastball right now. Started out that way to Lamoth, continuing here to Waldvogel.
The 0-2, though, this time is in the dirt off the outside, so doesn't quite start the first and second inning the exact same way, started 0-2, but Lamothe went 0-3. But now it's 1-2. Still in the driver's seat is Haregi. He breaks a breaking ball off the outside, just missed for ball 2.
Really well located, and I'm frankly surprised Vogel didn't take a bite at it. I would have.
Good take by the Skyline College junior. Fastball outside, ball 3. So he's worked it full to 3-2.
Yeah, he's a very disciplined guy. Doing a nice job here. 4 walks already this season. Looking for number 5.
3-2, hit well to center field, coming in bull hard. He'll lunge over, make the catch. That one had some top spin on it. A nice play out in center after his counterpart, Davis German, made an incredible play in center to end the bottom of the first.
Yeah, 2 straight balls in play into center field that likely should have been extra base hits, but the defenders out there for both the Crawdads and the Seagulls making some nice efforts to rob some batters of base knocks.
So Jake Brewer, the third baseman in now, batting right-handed against Haregi. First pitch to him, a fastball there for the strike. Haregi loves getting ahead with that fastball, man. He's working it so far, letting it ride, letting it eat. Only threw 16 pitches in the first inning, so off to a solid start pace-wise, now up to 23. One to nothing, Crawdads lead it in the top of the second. Fastball swung through up at top of the zone for strike 2.
And how about Kalani Haregi? His placement, or his pitch sequencing, I should say, goes with that kind of lower fastball, then makes it high cheese. Sat the breaking ball well.
Working north and south, and this time, no idea what was coming. Brewer just an emergency hack to fist it away. That one really got in on him. He kind of jammed himself, didn't have to swing. Might have hit him if he didn't.
Yeah, very sword-like almost, just didn't get the wave and miss from Haregi.
Still 0-2. Here comes Kalani. And again, a check swing off the bat. Up and in, watch your grill.
Yeah, very much so. Jake Brewer just kind of duck swing out of the way, and ball catches a piece of his bat in on the hands.
So 2 foul balls. Holds it at 0-2. Could be 2-2. But now Haregi comes in, jam shot to second, going to his right, and Broles can't quite handle it. Bobbles off his glove, and it'll be a base, well, a reach on an error. It was kind of a tough angle to take it at. Had some weird spin off the hands, got past the mound where Haregi tried to make a play, but Broles, I think, was the victim of some tough spin.
Yeah, I think tough decision. I think they might give him the hit there. Either way, well struck, hard play for the defense to make.
Went inside out on it a little bit. Jammed himself a bit more than you'd like on an inside out swing. So now Marcus Graham stands in for his first time, just 1 for 19 on the season here early. It's good for an .053 batting average. He's just trying to figure it out here early on, but did not figure it out against the Crawdads the first time. 0 for 6 with 2 strikeouts. But now the lefty working with Jake Brewer off of first. And the 1-0 also out of the zone. 2 balls, no strikes. But Graham, the DH today. Mark Caviglia, the head coach and owner of the San Francisco Seagulls. Trying to get him right, trying to get his reps in. Way ahead, 2-0. 3-0. Officially, the error does go on Peyton Rolls. So an E4 gets Jake Brewer onto first. So we mentioned the Crawdads having to clean up the errors a bit today. Already won here in the first 2 innings.
That one a little bit different than the ones we've seen.
Yeah.
Obviously, all of the hits to the infield over the weekend were kind of hard hit. That one especially so took a weird bounce as well.
So a 4-pitch walk to Marcus Graham. That one just never had a chance. So Haregi, a loss of command for the first time today, and well, Brandon Clisby wants to have a chat.
Yeah, just brief chat now, giving this infield some signs. Got to try to get his right-hander back on the same page. Looked so confident to start this appearance here today against the Seagulls, but all of a sudden faltering.
So 31 pitches now, runner on first and second. One pitch could get him out of it as breaking ball is off the outside for a ball. Ethan Lopez, the catcher, stands in. Lopez Jr. at Utah Tech University. Bats right, throws right. Already had some action defensively. Now at the plate he takes a strike. Even at 1-1 strike on second, it's Brewer on first, Graham. This one hit out towards the right center field gap. This is going to split him. This drops in front of Aldridge, though he does cut it off before it goes to the wall. However, one run going to come in. Now the second getting the wave. Throw in is high in time. Tag made by Clisby, and he's out. So a very aggressive send of Marcus Graham from first. And he was just barely touching third by the time the ball reached the cutoff man, Peyton Rolls. Regardless, though, tie ball game on the backside single, a deep single for Ethan Lopez.
Yeah, very well hit from Lopez and a peculiar send of Marcus Graham, the catcher by trade, designated hitter, not exactly known for his speed. And Rolls, like you said, already had it at the cutoff spot by the time he was waving around.
And the 9-hitter Emilio Feliciano takes ball one to Jauregui. So there are two down, and again, very, very aggressive send over there at third. But almost worked out. Throw came in a bit high. Clisby, though, left his feet, got it back down with time as the 1-0 is taken for another ball. But man, that was close. Breaking ball finds the zone from Jauregui. Goes a 2-1, gets a strike back.
It's been missing with the fastball, so decides to go breaking ball that time and able to locate it really well.
Now a 2-1, still behind. Goes fastball, pulled hard, left side, base hit. And then 9-hitter Feliciano extends the inning as Lopez moves from first to second, So now back-to-back base hits and four straight batters who have reached for the Seagulls. They're getting to Jauregui as they did not a week ago today.
Yeah, maybe the second time they're seeing him, they've kind of unlocked whatever it is that Jauregui might have been fooling them with last time. But yeah, these Seagulls seeing the ball a lot better today.
So lineup flips over to the first baseman, Christian Lamoth, who was sat down on 3 pitches. This time takes ball one, so if he does end up striking out, it'll already be an improvement from the first time. He's seen a ball. Lopez on first, Feliciano. Lopez on second, Feliciano on first as Jauregui. Another fastball up and in for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. And we haven't really seen the lack of command from Jauregui in 2 outings so far, as now the whole infield going to come in and talk and settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for a mound visit here from the Crawdad pitching staff. You need to just recollect Jauregui. You got to remind him he's got the stuff. He's done a really good job against this Seagulls lineup before. Just kind of needs to get out of his own head and throw strikes.
No one actively warming up in the Crawdads bullpen. There's a very small amount of stirring over there too, so at least Jauregui's inning to finish, you'd have to think. And perhaps even one more.
Yeah, Dylan Scott was throwing a bullpen for Walnut Creek. There's this kind of a simulated game, but he is not scheduled to pitch today. That was the only movement out there in right field.
So we resume with a 2 balls, no strike count, and resume to a 3 balls and no strike count. As Jauregui weighed down and in to Christian Lamoth, who can you can work a walk. 472 on base coming into today after the strikeout. It's gone down a bit, but Jauregui wants to work fast and fires strike 1.
Hitter-friendly count with 2 aboard. Would not be surprised if Lamoth gets a bit antsy here. Takes a hack.
I want to see a challenge pitch from Kalani, too. He goes after it, fouled up towards the left side. It will push out of play. Woodson gave it a very brief look at third, so in fact it goes to 3-2. We did see the challenge, and we did see a nice big swing. And so we go to 3-2. Off a second, Lopez on first Feliciano. Both will be on the move with 2 down. There they go. Here's the pitch, and reached out and fouled away again by Lamothe. He swung at ball 4, but close enough to try and protect. So we'll do it again. Hardegi holds, checks back to second. Now he comes in. And another breaking, or this time a breaking ball, but another foul ball.
Yeah, Lamothe just doing a really good job staying alive, looking for a pitch that he can drive. Hasn't quite seen one in this at-bat. Hardegi doing a nice job keeping everything kind of away from his sweet spot in the zone.
Hardegi and the Crawdads defense looking to keep this game tied after 2 hits after an error brought home a run. Here's the 3-2, bounce to second, over his rolls to his right, spins, and makes the play to first. So rolls another nice play to his left and ends the inning after the top of the order. Can't get anything done after the bottom of the order sets it up, though 1 run does come across on a couple of hits. Crawdads coming back up. We have a tie ball game. Sutter Moss, Barrett Ronson, and Shane Aldridge set to face the lefty Theodore Souras. Gave up 1 an unearned run. So far, both runs actually unearned, yet we have a tie ball game as the Crawdads ready to go in the bottom of the second inning. Moss and Ronson, fresh additions to the starting lineup after Sunday, where Sutter Moss did come in off the bench. And 1 at bat in the 9th, struck out.
Yeah, Ronson had a much-needed day off on Sunday, too. He's played in a lot of games already.
Lefty versus lefty, ball 1 off the outside. Just doing the DHing today is Moss. Ahead 1-0, awaiting the long pause by Theodore Souras. And another one off the table on the outside for ball 2.
Patient at bat thus far from Sutter Moss. We've seen him swing at a lot of pitches in his first 7 games for Walnut Creek. This is a much-needed change of pace.
Takes another. This time it gets the outside corner for strike 1. The fastball by Souras, well placed, and he's been hitting that spot against the lefties. Again, every other batter in this lineup is a lefty. Looking for the outside again, but falls off, so 3 balls, 1 strike. That is unless you're flipping from the bottom of the top. 9 and 1 are both righties. That's the only time that Brent Cummings' lineup today has back-to-back righties. 3-1 to Moss, half swing, fouled it back. Probably wants that one back. It was a good one to take a rip at, especially 3-1. You know, the fastball's probably coming, but instead goes to 3-2. Just got to commit. So now a payoff pitch waiting from Souras. Catches the outside corner with a fastball, strike 3. Second strikeout, both of which have been looking.
Just really fantastic location from Souras. He's getting the calls on that outer third, keeps pounding it But I like the approach, all things considered, from Moss. Just very patient, was looking for a pitch he could drive, didn't see one, so takes all the way.
So lefty's now 0 for 3 against Soros to begin things as Barrett Ronson, the righty, goes after the first one, fouls it right back. No action in the Seagulls bullpen this inning, but down in the Crawdads bullpen, a righty up and throwing. 0-1 to Ronson, a called strike on the inside off speed.
Weston Thornberry, the right-hander, throwing some pitches for Walnut Creek.
He was scheduled to come in second. 44 pitches already for Kalani Haregi. It's an 0-2 to Ronson, fouled right on back again. So he's right on it, just not quite finding the right spot on the bat, but the right timing so far. One tied up. Bottom of the second. Ronson waits on the breaking ball and sends it to the right center field gap. This is going to get down out there for extra bases. It one hops the wall. Looking at second, he'll hold up there standing up as Walt Vogel gets it in. A great swing of the bat by Barrett Ronson. Cracks a double.
Fantastic, patient piece of hitting from Barrett Ronson. Sees the breaking ball out of Soros' hand, waits, rips it the other way into the right center gap. That's just fundamental hitting right there.
And he had kind of seen those pitches from Soros on the outer half, had been coming pretty consistently out there. It was, again, right on him timing-wise, but just wasn't getting the barrel on it. That time he did. Now Shane Aldridge trying to get Ronson in from second. He takes ball one. 1 for 11 in the series, the earlier series against the Seagulls. Back-to-back games they played. 11 at-bats. He was leading off earlier in the season, so getting plenty of chances. Shane Aldridge, though, now in the 8 spot, fouls it away. The one hit a double and did drive in 3 runs. So in another run-scoring opportunity with the man out there at second with only 1 out. Shortstop Feliciano bluffing like he wants to get Ronson as there's a grounder to the right side. It'll get the runner over, but Tanner Wall throws one in the dirt to first, picked up and scooped by Lamoth for out number 2.
Wall certainly took his time there, but ultimately Lamoth saves the out with a pick.
TJ Woodson in now. Another righty, as we mentioned, flip-flopping, righty-lefty. Lefty's very unsuccessful against Soros so far. Now go to 0 for 4. They've all gotten a chance. TJ Woodson, the 5th righty to bat, takes ball 1. Righties are 2 for 4 so far. 2 hits. 1 reached via an error. 1 run scored. And this one hit well to left field. Going towards the gap. Back is Heflin. He will slide and make a catch out there in the gap. Another beautiful inning-ending play by the Seagulls defense that saves yet another run. So the Crawdads now been robbed of a couple. So we head to the 3rd inning, 1-1. We're all tied. So 1-1 after 2 innings, though. very different from the last time these two met. The Crawdads put up 8 in the first inning, just the first inning alone against the Seagulls last time on June 9th. And getting a look at how the Crawdads have fared against the Seagulls so far this year. And well, it's kind of been a reverse of the natural cycle. Sometimes you think of the Seagulls feasting on the shelled ocean animals, but it's been the Crawdads just who've laid it to the Seagulls so far. 9-4 and 17-1. That 16-run victory, the largest of the Crawdads season so far, Charlie, but very different so far as Davis German swings through strike one.
Yeah, it's been a very different game. Both defenses have one error apiece, but the pitching for both sides, Walnut Creek and San Francisco, doing the job.
Next pitch just at the above the belt for ball number 1, evens things up against German. I remember I was watching that game. I was still at the University of Oregon watching you cook. Just a swing and a miss for strike 2.
It was a fun game to call, I'll tell you that. I mean, you had a pair of homers with, I think it was, yes, pair of homers, Ryan Ellis and Bryden Bull both went yard.
1-2, Hadegi called strike 3 on the outside. Fastball landed on the spot he was looking for. Gets his second of the day, both looking. Now 4 total strikeouts between these pitchers, all of which were looking.
Yeah, Hadegi does a really nice job locating on that outer third against the right-hander. Now he's got to get Wall to suffer a same fate, but a good start to this inning nonetheless.
First pitch in is hit high to right. In the ballpark, Aldridge coming in to his right. He has a beat on it, and he'll track it down for out number 2. Quickly 2 outs for Hadegi, who really labored last inning, throwing 28 pitches. Who was on with you that game? Was that Amor?
Yes, that was Alex Martinez and I. We were having a blast that game. That's where we called the Bryden Bull home run on that 1-0 outside breaking ball that he just took the other way above the scoreboard and left.
Cade Heflin in, the lefty, is 0 for 1, grounded out to second. Swings at the first one, swings hard, but for strike 1. I'll tell you, it was very enjoyable watching those first few games that I wasn't here for yet at Oregon. With my good friends Carson and Olivia, we were tuning in, former Crawdads interns. This one poked foul the other way, reached out for it, did Heflin. He's down 0-2 early, and Olivia in the YouTube chat today, along with, of course, Austin Oda, is on the road. Down 0-2 from Hadegi, fouled away off the hands.
Imagine not being here at your job. This guy, Austin Oda, taking too many days off.
You see, the thing is I can imagine because I did that.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm talking to the wrong guy about this.
Still 0-2, way outside, ball 1. Up at Oregon graduation yesterday. I heard it was pretty hot.
Yeah. I mean, I think they originally canceled the College of Science graduation at Autzen, the football stadium.
Did, yeah, and the one at Hayward Field, the Tracktown Stadium. 1-2's outside, ball 2 also had to get delayed. Very hot out there.
But I think, back to your point, Jack Brooks and I might be the only 2 interns that have been here for every game.
2-2 is very close but outside, so goes full. And yeah, you guys have been doing the job, holding it down so far. Crawdads to the tune of a 4-4 CCL record so far, trying to get win number 5 today, and Hadegi loses Heflin for a walk. That's Hadegi's second walk so far. He only surrendered 2 walks in 2 2/3 last time against the Seagulls, so he's at the same pace, but not quite the same pace as the strikeouts. Had 6 that time, only 2 so far. Is Weston Thornburg now really in full action in the right field dugout, or right field bullpen, I should say.
Also, Hadegi allowed 3 hits in his last appearance against the Seagulls, 3 hits already through this one.
So now Heflin off of first with Waldvogel at the plate. He takes strike 1, a fastball on the outside. Lined out to Bryden Bull in center field. It was a drive that almost found some grass, was spinning end over end, had some top spin, but down near the kneecaps. Bryden Bull reached down, made the play. There goes the runner. This pitch in the dirt, skips away. It's an easy stolen base for Cade Heflin.
Yeah, really nice jump from the Seagull left fielder at first base.
It's 4th stolen bag on the season so far in the CCL. That's the team lead for the Seagulls. So both team leaders today for the Gulls, and the Dads getting another to their tally. Now runner on second. 1 ball, 1 strike, fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Really good pitch from Hidegi. Just goes outer third with the breaking ball, while Vogel out in front a little bit, slaps it, pull side foul.
Looked like something off speed there too, kind of on the inside, so that's what that pitch was designed to do. Hidegi looking for another scoreless inning after giving up 1 in the second. Runner goes, pitches high. Clisby's throw to third is well in time. Woodson drops the tag, and he is out. So the caught stealing will leave Derek Waldvogel at the plate to begin next inning, but the runner erased. So 3 up, 4 up, 3 down. Crawdads remain tied, 0-0. We go to the bottom of the third, where the top of the order looks to build a lead. Bottom of the third, top of the order due up, and today's broadcast of Crawdads Baseball is brought to you in part by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay eateries owned and operated by Rodney Worth. This includes the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Peasant and the Pear, Worth Group's flagship location in downtown Danville, brings a modern twist to classic dishes featuring seasonal menu made with fresh ingredients. The Peasant and the Pear is a great place for new experiences of any occasion. The Bourbon Pear, downtown Livermore, home to Southern-influenced fare, a full bar, and a variety of bourbon. Open daily for lunch and dinner. The Bourbon Pear, a fantastic place for salads, sandwiches, and Southern comfort. Finally, the Golden Pear, Worth Group's newest location on Stanley Dollar Drive in Walnut Creek, boasts a diverse menu and the same fresh ingredients that are staples in Mr. Worth's kitchen. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads.
Didn't have to read the full one there, Harry. There was a live read up top.
Wanted to go into it.
2-1 at the dish.
So 2 balls in the dirt and a foul ball. I was going to say, I didn't remember that one going that long yesterday.
Yeah, you're in my full ad read section that are to be recorded and played later. I'll keep the ones at the top of the document are the short ones for in-game.
Command F did me wrong.
Yes, it did.
Well, regardless, Peyton Rolls is doing us right, 3-1.
That he is.
So way ahead Rolls, who had a base hit his first time. He'll get on again with a walk.
Very nice 5-pitch walk for Peyton Rolls. Just patience.
Very, very well done by the righty. And now Daniel Pulasic looking to do some justice for the lefties in the lineup. Haven't gotten a hit against the lefty Soros, 0 for 4, and he was one of the 2 that struck out. Him and Sutter Moss. So has Peyton Rolls on first again. He did steal a base last time Pulasic was up, and well, Soros knows, so he checks on him at first.
Still wouldn't be surprised if Rolls steals second anyway. He's just so fast over there.
Instead stays home, and Pulasic takes a ball, but still so valuable. I mean, that pitch, not close, and maybe because Soros, the lefty, thinking about the runner over at first. I mean, think about how being a lefty pitcher kind of advantages you to where you can have a nice, tricky pickoff move. But anyway, there goes Rolls. Throw down to second is way late and cut off behind the second baseman wall by Feliciano. Throw a bit too high, but another stolen base for Peyton Rolls, and the count goes to 2-0. But I was going to say, having the runner in your peripheral view as you're looking to fire a pitch can be distracting, especially when they take off like that. So 2 uncompetitive pitches to Pulaski, and he's in a good spot with a runner now on second and nobody out. There's a strike on the outside.
Good recovery pitch from Source, but how about Peyton Rolls now? 2 of his last 3 games, he's had a game with at least 2 steals. Had 2 steals and 2 singles on Saturday. Already 2 steals early today.
2-1 just down low and a little out. So another 3-1 count, back-to-back batters. Pulaski again looking to be the first lefty to get on today. He's the first lefty to face Soros twice today. Looking for his first crawdad hit. And a big swing with a pop-up back behind third. Over into foul territory goes Brewer. He'll make the catch battling the wind and the sun. So a foul out for Pulaski goes to 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Hasn't quite made hard contact yet as a crawdad Pulaski, but just in a matter of time, he was stellar at UC Irvine this spring.
And he's just done a great job of kind of adjusting to every single level he's been at. A couple years at Los Medanos Community College, but then UC Irvine, his most recent year, he was out half the year due to injury, but ended the season on an 8-game hitting streak and just adjusted to the D1 level very well. Hit .330 in his 94 at-bats. Now Kevin Parker Jr., who reached on an error, chased the run home, takes ball 1. So not an RBI and does not help the on-base percentage or the batting average either. Or it does help the on-base, not the batting average. I had that mixed up last time. Off his second is Rolls, bouncing around, he'll go. And a swing and a high drive to left center field. Back is Germán towards the track, a few steps in front. He'll settle and make the catch. Rolls ran all the way back to second and will tag to third. The throw in is just late as Rolls dives in with a head first slide. Needed every bit of it, so 2 down, but it gets the runner over to third. That being said, with 2 outs, runner at second, runner at third, a pretty similar situation. But Parker gave that one a ride, thought it might get up out of here.
I mean, if the wind's not blowing straight in from center field, that should be out, I have to imagine. But tough day to be a hitter at Monte Vista High School today. Everything just coming straight from the outfield to home plate in terms of wind.
Well, the CCL hitter of the week, Bryden Bull, comes up for his second plate appearance today and takes strike 1, was awarded hitter of the week, went 8 for 16 over the week. So perfect 500, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 9 RBI. An OPS of 1483. Ooh, it's a big swing at the 0-1. Goes to 0-2. Comes up empty. And he, included in that week, went 6 for 8 against the Seagulls with 1 of those doubles and 1 of those homers, as well as 6 of the 9 RBI. Now he's down 0-2 against the lefty. And he's frozen by a fastball, which is called strike 3, and he didn't think so. Bull down looking is 0 for 2. So they can't cash in with the runner on second, moving to third with 2 outs, and it remains 1-1 after 3. Crawdads tied up. After 3 solid innings from the starter Kalani Haregi, the Crawdads make a call to the bullpen to Weston Thornbury, the right-hander, wearing number 28 from Carlsbad, California, pitched at Fresno State in 2026, his freshman season, so a rising sophomore at 6'2" and 190 pounds. Yet to allow a run in three really strong Crawdad outings so far, and only 2 hits in 4 and 2 innings pitched, so looking to keep that scoreless streak going.
Yeah, he's been magnificent for Walnut Creek. Just has one of the highest velocity fastballs that we've seen from any Crawdad pitcher. Touches up to 93, pairs it with a really nice slider and a changeup, but it's mostly just pumping fastball for Weston Thornbury, and it works really well.
It's one of just 3 Crawdads with 3 total appearances so far, and who have yet to allow an earned run. And yeah, as things have gone recently, I mean, even if he allows a run, it may not end up earned because defense on both sides have had a bit of trouble.
Right.
Today and Sunday, the same thing. Both runs on the board today in this 1-1 ball game, unearned.
Thornbury, in my opinion, I think could look to be one of the high leverage arms for Walnut Creek out of the bullpen once we get into July and closer towards the postseason. He's earning the trust of the pitching staff.
He fires strike number 1 to Derek Waldvogel, who, if you remember, had a 2-2 count, but was stranded at the plate as his teammate right in front of him, Cade Heflin, got thrown out trying to steal third, and it wasn't particularly close. But anyway, he gets an extra plate appearance out of it, and well is now behind 0-2. And was behind 0-2 last plate appearance, too.
Yeah, but a little bit different this time. Thornbury is coming out guns blazing, just firing the fastball for strikes, much like we saw with Haregi early.
The 0-2. Fastball again. He's late, fouls it off, though, towards the parking lot. And Thornbury are already earning some trust in this rotation, but is just a freshman, earned trust at Fresno State. One of just 6 arms to appear 20-plus times in his season as the breaking ball, check swing, he did not go. That just was like a Frisbee.
Yeah, I mean, normally throws a slider, but that almost a sweeper, I would argue, based on the horizontal break. What a filthy pitch.
Looked like it was going on the outside, then all of a sudden just fell off the outside. Off the outside corner, that is, as Derek Waldvogel awaits the 1-2. Fastball ripped to right, dropping in front of Aldridge, but he makes the catch. Ball was starting to dip on a low liner, but Aldridge had it well read.
Yeah, and Aldridge, a lot of speed out there in right field, able to hustle over to it. He's been really good in the outfield for Walnut Creek thus far.
So 2 fairly hard hit outs for Waldvogel now. He goes to 0 for 2 on the day, but Jake Brewer, the lone run scorer, now stands in. He reached on an error. Peyton rolls at second. Had kind of a tough play. Tried to make a whack at a pick on a slow short hop. This time he squares around it to bunt and takes a slider off the outside. But regardless, again, the error did come around to burn the Crawdads.
That it did. That's why we're tied instead of Walnut Creek up 1-0.
1-0, here comes. Fastball right there for strike 1. 2 strikeouts for the Crawdads pitching so far, both by Kalani Haregi, and this is against the team that has struck out the most by quite a bit in the CCL so far. 112 times have Seagulls batter struck out. That was coming into today, so now 114. As the slider gets over for strike 2. And again, 15th out of 15 in the CCL. So the most strikeouts by an offense. Looking rather disciplined so far today, though. Again, 2 strikeouts over 3 innings. As an offense, you'll take that.
Absolutely. They're kind of waiting and letting the Crawdad pitchers work.
That one called strike 3. Went with the breaker. Spotted it on the outside where he was looking. There is out number 2 and strikeout number 1 for Weston Thornbury.
And just a fantastic pitch on the outer third. Completely stuns Brewer. Wasn't ready, obviously, for the offering there. That's how you do it.
Marcus Graham yet to log in at bat. Walked his first time up in the second and then was eventually thrown out at home, trying to score from first when he really should have held up at third. This one chopped to short. In comes Parker Jr. His throw across the diamond is well in time to retire Graham. So 1, 2, 3 go the Seagulls in Weston Thornbury's first inning. Very solid. 1 strikeout, no runs. Crawdads looking to build a lead still. 1-1. We'll be back shortly on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Theodore Soros back out for his 4th inning of work, and why not? He has done a great job at throwing a wrench in the Crawdads offense plan, and it's a Crawdads offense that has jumped all over the Seagulls this year. We talked about the 9-4 and 17-1 scores, but just take a look at how they've done it. 20 hits, 12 walks, on the way to that 21 run differential, and it's been entirely different today. I mean, Soros is just setting them down quickly, not having to do too much work. As quickly gets ahead of Brandon Clisby with the breaking ball. And Charlie, it's just the lefties have really struggled against him.
Yeah, that they have 3 strikeouts all against left-handed hitters for Theodore Soros. He's done really well, and also just allowing 2 hits to Walnut Creek.
This one drilled out to center, but over to his left. German's got it. He'll come in and make the catch.
And that's the other part of it is, once again, the Crawdads have put the ball in play in a general sense, but much like Sunday's game, not in any of the gaps, not to, traditionally spots where you're going to get hits. It's been all kind of softer contacts to, ground balls or line outs, fly outs, where the San Francisco defense has been able to handle it.
Sutter Moss struck out looking his first time. Takes ball 1 on the outside, and that's exactly where Soros has been looking to attack these lefties, and on the outer half, and we haven't really seen them try and go with that yet. Maybe an approach, trying to take the second time through the order, ride with the fastball, as Moss does exactly that towards left, though it looks like it's going to hang up and drop down in front of Heflin. Moss now racing around first. He'll try for second. The center fielder, German, gets it in, but just too late. It's a double. One finally drops down. Very, very close, though.
Yeah, it just Sutter able to get there just in time, but that's a really great piece of hitting. You know that Soros is going to go after you outside, so you go early on the outer third pitch and take it the other way. That's just good hitting adjustment.
So Moss on with the double, the second double of the game for the Crawdads. The first was by this guy, Barrett Ronson. Went to the opposite field gap, and he'll take strike 1. He looked on time the entire at-bat, though. He was down 0-2. He worked a few more pitches, fouled him off. And again, was right on time, just had to get the barrel on it, and then he did. Ronson now 5 for his last 13, began the summer 4 for 19. Takes ball 1 up top. So Ronson finding his swing a bit as of late. But in the midst of that early season mini struggle, went 0 for 6 against the Seagulls with 2 strikeouts. Now he takes ball 2.
He's been much more disciplined at the plate as of late. I mean, we know he can make loud, hard contact. Started the season off with a 97-mile-an-hour single on opening day. He's starting to put it together, which is very encouraging for Walnut Creek.
He's got a runner out there at second with just 1 out, and he goes towards the right center field gap again, and that will get down. Waldvogel cuts it off in front of the gap, but now a late stop sign thrown up by Coach Cummings at third. and Moss will race on back. So tying, or the go-ahead run rather, stays at third. It was truly as late as you could throw up a stop sign. He was giving him the wave for a moment, then the throw came in, again, nicely cut off by Derek Waldvogel. And so he got it in quickly, enough to hold Sutter Moss at third. But anyways, a nice base hit for Ronson, goes to 2 for 2 on the day.
And now we've got a mound visit for San Francisco, getting a pitcher to the bullpen, somebody to get warming. It'll be Matthew Potter, the right-hander, number 16, heading out to that left field side bullpen here at Monte Vista High School. And really this mound visit just to buy him some time, start getting loose, but at the same time, maybe an opportunity to get an attack plan out for Soros against the left-hander Aldridge.
And Potter in the bullpen, one of the 2 guys in this goals roster from the Colorado School of Mines. The only knowledge I have on them is I remember their football media day where they all had crazy haircuts a couple years ago. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think I did, but that's a good shout, Harry.
Went pretty crazy over social media. So 1 out, runners on the corners. Shane Aldridge 0 for 1 takes strike 1. It was pretty good though, I recommend it. It was a good bit.
Well, folks, go look it up at home. You heard it here first.
School of the Mines in Colorado. Ronson on first, Moss on third. At the plate is Aldridge. He takes one in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. So it was Moss who broke the trend against lefties. The first hit for lefties today against the lefty, Theodore Soros. Ronson added a second hit of the day and as many at-bats to get us where we are. First and third, 1 out in a tie 1-1 ball game. Aldridge way out in front of a breaking ball. Misses it and goes 0-2 or 1-2.
Just a filthy pitch from Soros. I mean, how about a recovery after you've allowed 2 straight hits? Just attack the left-hander with what you know.
Next pitch coming is outside again. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. This time Aldridge lays off the outside pitch. This one not a breaker though, a heater out there. And works it even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on the corner. And 1 out. Half swing and just manages to foul it off. Not the swing you want to get off, but it's still impressive. The bat control to stay alive there with 2 strikes.
Yeah, 1000%. Aldridge just does enough to stay alive in the at-bats. Exactly what you got to do on a mistake like that.
So now 2-2. Here comes from Soros, up above the zone, ball 3. A little bit in as well. So 3-2, 1 out. Probably going to see Ronson on the move at first. You want to stay out of a double play potentially with the first and third situation as a catcher. You got to be careful to where you throw. So he will go. Aldridge, big swing and fouls it right at the plate. Ronson has got a head on back. Barrett Ronson, perhaps who's not most renowned for his speed, did get caught once, but again, right here you just have a 3-2 count with 1 out. Even with 1 out, it's a favorable count to go. Try and stay out of an inning-ending double play. He'll go again. Aldridge swings and misses. Throw goes down to second. They do cut it off as the runner at third, Moss, bluffs to come home. So it's a strikeout on Aldridge, his second time being retired today. First time by way of the K. And Ronson steals second.
That he does. So that's the second steal of the year for Barrett Ronson, even though he has been caught out once already. And tough at-bat for Aldridge. He did well when he could. Obviously, just a tough pitch to catch up to there from Soros. And now Woodson gets the call to knock in some runs for Walnut Creek.
Was robbed of doing so his first time. A sliding play by the left fielder, Heflin. Stop that. Now he's going to square around a bunt with 2 down. It's going to drop in front of the catcher. Lopez, he can't handle it. And this is going to be a bunt hit and a run. That was popped right on up. I thought Soros was going to have an easy time coming in and just gloving that one on the fly, but instead, it's a bizarre bunt base hit. And perhaps an error on the catcher. Lopez had some trouble picking it up, but hey, the Crawdads take the lead.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Walnut Creek's on top 2-1, and it turns over the lineup for the hottest guy in the order today. 1
for 1 is Peyton Rolls, a run scored, also walked to reach base. That goes down as a single for Woodson, so an RBI on the bunt single. That was totally bizarre. Again, I thought both the catcher Lopez and the pitcher Soros had a chance to catch it on the fly. They let it drop, though, and it got dangerous. So now Rolls goes towards the backside gap, and that will get down into the wall. 2-out break for Woodson. We'll see if he gets held up. He will, and it's a long single for Peyton Rolls, but he adds another run. Ronson comes home to score from third. Crawdads lead it 3-1.
Fantastic fundamental baseball with 2 outs for Walnut Creek. You square up a bunt if you're Woodson. It obviously wasn't a great bunt, but it did the job, scored a hit, and then Peyton Rolls slaps a breaking ball the other way on the first pitch he sees. I mean, man, Brant Cummings has got his guys going here, working on the fundamentals after they went after the big bops last week against the Seagulls.
So runners once again on the corners. Now Daniel Palasic takes ball 1. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That was on time with his swing. Last at bat, kind of took an outside fastball, but popped it up towards third. Just got under it. Now the Crawdads seeing the pitcher Soros for the third time, but a half swing, Palasic goes around. One ball, 1 strike. Runner goes down to second. The throw again cut off by the shortstop. No movement at third. From Woodson, it's a stolen base for Peyton Rolls. His third of the day already. Man, goodness.
He's having himself a humongous day. 2 singles, 3 stolen bags, walked in the third too. Early contender for player of the game.
He's making it happen at the top of the order. That's why you put him there. So now Palasic, base hit will score 2 with 2 down. Instead, he takes strike 3 on the outside. Second time going down via the backwards K, but the Crawdads strike for 2. They reach base 4 times, all 4 of which were base hits. A double by Sutter Moss started it all, then a single by Ronson, and RBI singles back-to-back by Woodson and Rolls. So a good job to get the lead, 3-1, Crawdads leading on the Crawdads streaming network. Fifth inning coming up, and also coming up, the California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer. It's coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. Following this game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit www.calsummerball.com as the first pitch of the inning by Weston Thornbury. It's taken for a strike by Ethan Lopez. Charlie, Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. You been there?
I have not, but it should be a fantastic venue for an all-star game.
As a ball is thrown by Weston Thornbury. I'll tell you, I have been there.
Oh, wow. Tell me about it.
It was just last summer, end of the summer, went to see the Aces take on the Sacramento River Cats, AAA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants. So 1-1 from Thornbury is fisted out to second. Another chance for Peyton Rolls. He's been a busy man on defense and on offense, and he's made every play except for one perfectly so far. But Yeah, it was a solid game. I believe the River Cats lost, but saw Bryce Eldridge, the top prospect, and now he's killing it in the majors play. He hit a double. Got a ball from one of the bullpen coaches for telling him the score of the Auburn football game.
Wow, look at that.
It's a nice place.
Apparently.
Great site for the CCL playoff or All-Star game. As this one's right back to Thornberry, and he snares it, and takes it on to first. An easy toss to Ronson. Retires Feliciano. So 2 up and quickly 2 down through just 4 pitches, and he threw 8 in his first inning. So 12 pitches, 5 outs. Wow.
He looks immaculate right now, honestly. And how about pitchers are athletes? The whole narrative there. It's a fantastic effort from Thornberry to just come off his windup on the ball back to him, snag it with the glove, and then a couple steps towards first for the flip.
An all-star level play, you could say.
You could.
As Christian Lamoth comes up at the top of the order for the 3rd time, is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He takes ball 1.
Could also say that that's in contention for sweet play of the game, which we'll have later on our postgame show.
Oh, yeah. Right now, I'd vote for Davis Drummond as this one hit well the other way, though hooking foul for strike 1. I would vote that play by Davis Drummond. I know it was the Seagulls that made that play, but wow, to end the first inning, he went full extension.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Little left center gap from center field to rob the Crawdads of an early run. But they scored 1 in the first anyways. As the 1-1, a beautiful backdoor breaker for strike 2. Crawdads scored 1 in the bottom of the first, and the Seagulls responded well by scoring 1 in the top of the second. Both went scoreless in the third, but then the Crawdads took the lead just a half inning ago, scoring 2 on 4 hits in the bottom of the fourth. 1-2, Thornberry gets a weak contact swing back to the mound, and he'll go himself to first again. Another toss on to Ronson to retire the side. 1-2-3, again, a very quick inning for Weston Thornberry. Charlie Limoncelli is going to take you the rest of the way as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Walnut Creek leads it 3-1.
Bottom of the 5th, the Crawdads lead 3-1 over the San Francisco Seagulls. They're up to bat 3, 4, and 5. New pitcher for San Francisco, Matthew Potter, the right-hander from Castle Rock, Colorado School of Mines guy. And in the last 2 years, when the Seagulls have gone to the bullpen, 40 2/3 innings pitched, 47 earned runs, 10.4 ERA. Bullpen guys have averaged 4 2/3 innings pitched per game, 30 Ks to 37 walks for the Seagulls over their last 2 seasons, 2024 and 2025. So Potter making his 3rd appearance for San Francisco this year, 3 2/3 innings pitched thus far, 12.27 ERA. 6 strikeouts to 1 walk, 4 hits allowed, 5 runs. Parker Jr., Bull, and Clisby up to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Walnut Creek trying to put up another crooked number like they did in the past 2 games against San Francisco, a 9-4 win last Sunday, then last Tuesday, a 17-1 win. Parker Jr. up 0 for 2, reached on an error in the first, which drove in a run, stole a bag, then was stranded, and then flew out to center field in the 3rd. Potter kicks and delivers. Parker Jr. takes an outer third fastball for a strike. 0-1 to the Crawdads shortstop. Four innings of work from Soros. The 0-1. A breaking ball well outside.
And Soros really did an excellent job. Kind of similar to his stat line the first time facing the Crawdads, except in double the innings. 3 runs, 2 earned. This time in 4 innings rather than 2, giving his team a chance.
That he did as Parker Jr. takes another pitch outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
But I mean, you just saw it. The numbers of the Seagulls bullpen when facing the Crawdads, they're kind of undeniable, and they're going to have to go still the majority of this game, 5 innings.
The 2-1. Broken bat. Ground ball over to second. Wall collects and fires the first. A high throw, but Lamoth able to scoop it up. Parker Jr. ahead, just kind of lost it. Tough contact.
And a couple of ways you can break a bat, either if it's in on the hands or right off the end. That time, Parker got it right off the end, and say that one hurts a little bit more than on the hands, too, for Parker.
That it does.
Probably losing that one.
But 1 out brings up Bryden Bull for Walnut Creek. The first offering to him. Fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bull 0 for 2. Struck out looking on 3 pitches in the third. Grounded out to first in the first inning. Potter comes home. Bull waves and misses. 1-1 to the rising redshirt freshman at Ole Miss, reigning CCL hitter of the week. Now the 1-1 offering. Bull takes a breaking ball that bounces in front of Lopez. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Nevada native out of Las Vegas. Soros, 4 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. All things considered, pretty good. The 2-1 to Bull. Swing and a miss, top of the zone. 2-2.
He really does like to go after that outside pitch. He's got long arms, can extend, and really can bring his power the other way. And I think Potter's really working on that right now. Threw him a fastball out there and then a breaking ball.
The 2-2 from Potter. Bull takes a heater outside. Full count. Long left-handed swing from the 6'5", 200-pounder, which has been both a pro and a con this season, mostly a pro, based on the numbers. Potter, the payoff. High chopper to second. Wall collects, throw on to first in time. 2-4-3 groundouts that Potter has induced his first 2 batters faced against the Crawdads. 2 down, no one on. Bottom of the 5th, it's Brandon Clisby.
Tanner Wall and Peyton Rolls both getting a lot of action out at second today. Batters going that way. The lefties are pulling it. Righties are trying to go against the grain, but not a lot of success those ways so far. Rolls did have the 1 error that ended up with a run scored eventually. That's the only blip.
First offering to Clisby. He's 0 for 2. Tapped back to the mound. Potter collects, fires a first in time. A 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Potter out of the Seagull bullpen. Nice breath of fresh air for San Francisco. We'll take a break, head to the top of the 6th right after this. Top of the 6th, 3-1 lead for Walnut Creek. Weston Thornberry out to get through what could be his 3rd full inning of work thus far. 2 innings, 16 pitches, a strikeout, and 5 soft contact putouts. 2, 3, and 4 due up for San Francisco. Germun, Wall, and Heflin. Germun 0 for 2 in center field. Couple of nice defensive plays, though. Thornberry kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses low.
Thornberry's just been excellent, too. 8 pitches through each of his first 2 innings, 16 total. Why not let him go out and get another?
The righty's 1-0. Fastball this time misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Thornberry really relies heavily on the fastball. His last 2 innings, which was an appearance against Menlo Park, 31 fastballs to 4 sliders and 1 changeup. This outing a little more diversified. He's gone to the full arsenal. The 2-0, Germun takes an outer third fastball for a strike this time.
Yeah, but that's still the key pitch right there. Still letting the fastball rip. Throws it hard, throws it well, commanding it. And the sweeper right off of it is just so fantastic. He's been able to get it over for strikes, too, to steal strikes early.
His 2-1 grounder charging forward towards first. Underhand flip to Ronson to get the job done. That's 3 straight 1-3 groundouts that Weston Thornberry has now induced.
I'll tell you, when I was pitching in high school, I really loved the PFPs because it felt like it was always just so nice and easy to take the ball over to first like that. Underhand it to your good friend at first, and, well, he's done it perfectly 3 straight times, Charlie. That's unusual. You see that. I wonder when the last time was the Crawdads had, or any team in the CCL for that matter, had 3 straight 1-3 putouts.
Yeah, me too. Osnoda, if you're still listening, I'm sure you know that off the top of your head. Nonetheless,
No doubt.
Wall comes up to bat. First pitch to him. Breaking ball low for a strike.
You know, even then, I also wonder when in the baseball world, just as a whole, was the last time there were 3 straight grounders back to the pitcher.
It's not a often occurrence, that's for sure. The 1-0, Wall. Ground ball over to short. Parker Jr. misses on the backhand stab. Wall safe on the E5. E6, excuse me.
Yeah, that one just got up and late kick up on a perhaps rock bigger than the rest of the dirt. That was not where that one was looking like it was going to go, off the heel of the glove. Probably not much Parker could have done, though. That was where they kind of feel like they are magnetized to the ground because they're rolling so much, can just take those unexpected hops. And right now being scored as a base hit, I believe.
That they will, in fact, call it a base hit, not an E6. So, Wall 2 for 3 today. First offering to Heflin. Looping slider finds the zone. 0-1 to the Seagull left fielder. Heflin 0 for 1. Walked in the third, stole a bag, then was caught stealing to end the inning. Thornberry out of the stretch, the 0-1. Fastball inner third, strike 2.
And a couple mistakes on the base paths by the Seagulls have cost them fairly large so far. One of them out at the plate on a big send from all the way from first. Then the out at third with 2 down. You don't really need to steal third.
The 0-2 to Heflin as the Seagulls try to get this one back. Grounder to third. Woodson fires to Rolls at second in time. On to first. Not in time and bounces out of Ronson's glove anyway. Heflin safe on the fielder's choice. 2 down, top of the 6th. 1 base runner for Derek Waldvogel now at home plate.
Well, and that's a nice play by Woodson, too. Grounder took him glove side, just made a long underhand toss to second, get the lead runner, making sure of that. And maybe had he put a little more zip on it, would have had a shot, but it still would have been close. So getting the sure out at second for the middle infielder by trade. A nice play over there at third.
Thornberry comes home on Waldvogel. Delivers fastball hard to the zone. 3 straight first pitch strikes for Weston Thornberry, the rising sophomore at Fresno State. It's allowed just the 1 hit to Wall, who's now out. The 0-1. Waldvogel fouls it back. 0-2 to the Seagull right fielder. It's already 0 for 2 today. A pair of lineouts, 1 to right field, 1 to center field.
He's been seeing it well and seeing a lot of pitches too. Worked a 3-ball count his first time up. Then had a plate appearance in the third where he worked two balls and 2 strikes when Heflin was thrown out.
The 0-2 bounces in the left-handed batter's box, goes into the Crawdad dugout. So Heflin able to advance to second base. Would have had the steal anyway, or I suppose the wild pitch. But nonetheless, now an RBI chance for Waldvogel, a guy who's driven in 2 already this season. Entered today a .286 hitter, 400 on-base percentage, .429 slugging.
I almost got one of our photo interns too, Royce Dixon-Child.
Yeah, poor RDC over there. Almost nailed. The 1-2, high chopper to third. Woodson charges.
Nice.
Has it in the glove, fires to first to complete the play. And how about that? TJ Woodson, back-to-back grounders to him. Gets a pair of putouts. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Crawdads still lead by 2. Weston Thornberry through 3 innings right after this. Bottom 6, Moss, Ronson, and Aldridge due up for Walnut Creek, leading by 2 over the San Francisco Seagulls. Matthew Potter trying to get through inning number 2. He went and retired the Crawdads 1-2-3 on 3 straight ground balls to Parker Jr., Bull, and Clisby back in the 5th. Moss, 1 for 2 day, doubled in the 4th, then scored on the TJ Woodson RBI bunt single. First pitch from Potter, low and inside. 1-0 to Moss, rising redshirt sophomore at Delta College. Potter turns and delivers. The 1-0 fastball fouled back. 1 apiece to the left-handed designated hitter for Walnut Creek, who's recovering from an injury and is DH only until July once he's fully healed and ready to play in the outfield. Well, the center fielder by trade, Moss is. The 1-1 from Potter. Ripped on a line into center field. Germund charges back, reaches up, snags the ball out of the air to make the out.
But another good piece. But again, the redshirt sophomore who didn't play in 2026 because of the injury, but he's been hitting the ball well today. Had the double, of course, in the 4th that ended up, he ended up scoring that run. He was the go-ahead run, started the rally.
Yeah. And Moss was hitless up until a few games ago for Walnut Creek. The swing looking like it's back in form as first pitch to Barrett Ronson fouled into the Crawdad dugout. Look out.
There's another guy who's been swinging really well today, and
oh yeah,
early and often is he attacking the deliveries from, it was Theodore Soros, the lefty, now facing the righty.
Yeah, 2 for 2 Ronson is, a double and a single, also stole a bag. The 0-1, that's a slider that just yanked way too far. Bounces in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ronson entered today 7 games for Walnut Creek, .270 hitter, 8 Ks, 5 ribbies on 7 hits. Potter, the 1-1. Check swing. Nasty fastball on that low outside corner. It's called a strike. 1-2 to Ronson with 1 out and no one on. The bottom of the 6th inning. Aldridge on deck for Walnut Creek. Potter looking for a put away. The 1-2. Bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Robinson, early through this season, looking like he'll be a mainstay at first base. He's performed admirably with the bat and with the glove. And also 2 steals, so getting it done on the base paths to boot. Potter rocks and fires the 2-2. Hard chopper to second. Wall scoops it up, fires slowly to first, but gets the job done. 5 up, 5 retired for Matthew Potter out of the bullpen for San Francisco.
And yet another ground out to second in this game. My goodness, we've seen so many. Wall himself has had 4 attempts, 4 putouts, 2 of them lasting, 3 in the last 5 batters, and he's just getting the reps out there. That's what summer ball's for, right? Getting
1,000%.
Getting the opportunity to just see live action, and well, he's the beneficiary of it today, I suppose.
2 outs, no base runners for Shane Aldridge. He takes a strike at the knees. 0-1 to the Crawdad right fielder. Aldridge 0 for 2, a ground out to second base in the 2nd inning, and a strikeout swinging in the 4th. The 0-1 fouled back. 0-2. Aldridge, this is his 8th start with Walnut Creek here in 2026. Entered today with 1 extra base hit, 4 total in 24 at-bats. The 0-2 from Potter. Fastball that left the hand way early.
Whoops.
So Aldridge gets a free ball in this at-bat.
And the issue with that one is, 0-2, maybe you throw a waste pitch to try and set something up, but that one just so far out doesn't set anything up.
Now Potter still in the driver's seat. Comes back on the semi-recovery pitch. Wave and a miss. Shane Aldridge down on strikes for the 2nd time today. Another 1-2-3 inning from Matthew Potter. He looks fantastic right now. We'll take a break. Go to the 7th right after this. Top of the 7th. Coming up on our post-game show, today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And how about Weston Thornberry through 3 innings of relief, just 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no walks, whole lot of ground ball putouts. And have a look at this. The Crawdads pitching out of the bullpen in general has just been magnificent. Call it the no-fly zone against the Seagulls. 18 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 22 Ks to 8 walks. First pitch to Jake Brewer as he steps in. Wave and a miss on the fastball. 0-1.
Well, yeah, Thornberry's just been an absolute microcosm of that so far today. He's been excellent. Living in the zone, letting the fastball ride, breaking the sweeper off when needed.
The 0-1 ground ball through the right field side of the infield. It's just the 2nd hit that Thornberry has allowed today. Shout out Jake Brewer. Nice contact there. 1 out base runner now for Marcus Graham, a guy who walked earlier today but has been struggling at the dish this season.
Well, the only time Thornberry gets beat so far is on a jam shot. Got him in on the hands a little late, but Rolls was shaded over towards second, so wasn't at his normal station at second base, so that one got through a big gap.
Graham hitting from the left side. Thornberry back in the stretch. Turns back to first for the pickoff, but Brewer is safe. Weston Thornberry, this is already his longest outing as a Crawdad. Through 3 innings, 31 pitches. First offering to Graham in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to the Seagull DH. Graham 1 hit through his first 8 games with San Francisco, 7 Ks, 3 walks. Brewer a hefty lead at first. The 1-0. Fouled away over the Seagull dugout on the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Graham, a rising graduate at Missouri Baptist. This spring is a senior. 13 ribbies in 41 starts. 370 hitter. From Berwick, Australia. The 1-1 to him. Change up low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Brewer reached on that jam shot single to lead off the 7th inning. Seagulls trailing by 2. Thornberry, the 2-1 home. Chopper fouled off of Graham's right foot shin guard. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a left-hander, Ryan Delaney, warming up for Walnut Creek.
This is a dream situation for head coach Brent Cummings, kicking off a 6-day game streak. 6 games coming up in a row this week. But if you get this type of production out of your first guy out of the bullpen, it really can save the rest of the staff.
The 2-2, Graham on a line over to third. Woodson moving to his left makes the snag.
Yeah, nice play. Woodson's looked really, really good over there at third after making a couple of errors on Sunday. It kind of hurt the Crawdads, both of which brought home runs, so he's really settled in over there at third and made the improvements even just from game to game, and that is the mark of a really, really good player.
1,000%, and that also a candidate for today's batter icing sweet play of the game. So stay tuned, folks. We'll have it in the post-game show what the official decision is. Nonetheless, here's Ethan Lopez, the catcher, takes a fastball for a strike. 0-1, 1 down. Still Brewer at first in the top of the 7th. 2-run deficit and a right-hander warming up for San Francisco. Thornberry turns and delivers out of the stretch. Misses on the outer third. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lopez. Had an RBI single in the second that plated Jake Brewer after the latter, reached on an E4 in the second. That was an unearned run on the head of Kalani Hidegi, the starter today for Walnut Creek. 1-1, fastball just missed outside.
2 really good fastballs right at the same spot, so it's a consistent zone, but and he's right on the precipice of landing that perfectly. Really, really great play, really great discipline, by Marcus Graham. Was able to draw a walk, 217 OBP coming into today off to just 053 average, so he's gotten on even though it hasn't been by way of the hits.
The 2-1 to Lopez, squeaked over to second, rolls, flips to Parker Jr. at the base, then on to first, double play. 4-6-3 gets out of the top of the 7th. And how about the Webb Gems in this inning for Walnut Creek? We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. Crawdads trying to extend their 2-run lead right after this. 9-1, 2 up, due in the bottom of the 7th for Walnut Creek as they lead by 2 runs. Woodson rolls and Pulasic. Woodson will start things off, had an RBI single in the 4th that drove in Sutter Moss. That was a part of a 3-hit, 2-run inning back in that 4th for Walnut Creek. It's the last time they scored. Matthew Potter still on the hill for San Francisco. His first pitch to Woodson, a breaking ball high.
Woodson's enjoyed a really nice day on both sides of the ball, hitting the ball hard. He was robbed of a hit and an RBI in the 2nd, then did have an RBI knock, but on defense too, making some tough plays.
The 1-0, off speed and high, 2 balls and no strikes, and absolutely right, Harry. Today has been TJ Woodson's day over at third. Lots of hard hit contact both on the ground than we saw in the last half inning on a line. He's handled it all with grace. The 2-0, high and tight fastball. 3 balls and no strikes to TJ Woodson, rising redshirt freshman at Baylor. Woodson, his 9th start of the season, .240 hitter in conference play. Potter, the 3-0. Woodson takes a get-me-over fastball, strike 1.
Almost a bit surprised on 3-0. That one was given to the pitcher Potter, but what do I know?
What do you know? The 3-1. Called a strike at the knees. TJ Woodson was a quarter of the way to first base. He thought it was low, but how about Ethan Lopez? Does a nice job just framing it up a little bit.
I will say that one looked a little better than the one before. Weston Thornbury looked like he'd been right there.
That he did. Nonetheless, the payoff from Potter. Woodson check swing. It beans him in the hand. Says shake it off, but TJ Woodson, a leadoff base runner for Walnut Creek, brings up Peyton Rolls, who's had a monster day. 2 singles, a walk, and 3 stolen bases.
Rolls has been absolutely outstanding. Running wild on the base paths, but handling the bat quite well. Only Crawdad to be on all 3 times today. Just looking to keep that rolling. Woodson gonna stay in this game. He's all right over there. That's not the place you want to get hit, though.
No, that definitely hurts, but he'll tough it out.
A lot of little bones in there.
First offering to Rolls. Ripped on a line, right side of the infield for a base hit. How about a 3-for-3 day for Peyton Rolls? What a fantastic effort from him today, Harry.
Expect nothing less from that leadoff hitter. And again, it's a 3-hit day now, 4 straight multi-hit games and 7 on the season. And man, he's just been a hitting machine. He's the exact type of guy you want at the top. Has speed, kind of an old school top of the lineup guy, but now the new philosophy is put your best guy there. And well, he's kind of embodied both.
I would agree with that. He does have gap power too.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, 2 on for Daniel Pulasic. There's a pick back to second. They tried to nab Woodson, but he's safe on the slide. And Pulasic, a guy still looking for his first hit as a Walnut Creek Crawdad, is 0-for-3 today with 2 strikeouts looking. On Sunday, in his debut against the San Luis Obispo Blues, was also 0-for-2. Reached twice on a hit by pitch and a walk. Also had a line out and a strikeout looking. But I mean, all the tools are there. Pulasic from Martinez, California, not too all far from Walnut Creek. UC Irvine guy, ready in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch, he squares bunt, pulls it back on the inside fastball.
I was going to make a prediction that this would be his first hit as a Crawdad, and I was going to say I think it'll be of the extra base variety, but maybe he won't square around this time.
We'll have to see.
But even if he does, a productive bunt would be big here.
Potter out of the stretch. Pulasic shows bunt, lays it down in front of the mound. Both runners advance. The throw to first. Pulasic looked like he might have legged it out. Instead, they call him out at first. But what a job from him to move both runners over. Woodson to third, Rolls at second. RBI chance for Kevin Parker Jr. Just 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
I personally thought he beat the throw, but in Somerville, of course, no replay review. You got to just stick with whatever's called, and it was called on the field that he was out. So regardless, a very productive out. Puts 2 runners in scoring position. Now the infield comes in. So those are very important insurance runs. Only 1 out.
Parker Jr. 0-for-3, takes First pitch well outside. 1 ball and no strikes. E5 RBI in the first. That was the first run of the game, first of the day for Walnut Creek as well. Parker Jr. looking to plate some more. Bryden Bull on deck. Potter, the 1-0. Off speed and low. 2 balls and no strikes to Parker Jr. This is an at-bat where, got to imagine, he's probably taking all the way until he gets a strike. Already know he enters today as one of the most disciplined guys in the Crawdad order. .423 on base percentage with 7 walks. Potter kicks and fires. Ground ball to Feliciano at short, gets away from him, takes a hop off his chest. The throw on to first, not in time. Woodson comes in to score, and he's 6 RBI now for Kevin Parker Jr.
That's twice he's done that. Hit the short, caused an error. Gets a run in. That one absolutely an error. I mean, at short, those plays tough to make. When you're already in, the ball's going to get on you quicker. Then you're listening to your teammates yell, oh, go four, and you think you don't have much time, so you're thinking about the throw before you make the play, and that one just totally ate up Feliciano.
Still rolls at second, Parker Jr. at first, and Bryden Bull at the dish with 1 out. 4-1 lead for Walnut Creek. Potter comes home. Off speed, hits the lower corner. 0-1 to Bull. This is a guy who likes to hit those pitches low and outside. Hit his first homer as a Crawdad on a 1-0 pitch. Right in that area. Went over the left field fence. 0-1 from Potter. High chopper, left side of the infield. On from third is Brewer. The throw to first. Lamoth with the stretch. It's not in time. Infield single for Bryden Bull, his first time on base today. Bases loaded, only 1 out for Clisby now.
Wow, now 3 straight bang-bang plays at first. Pulasic very well could have been called safe on his sacrifice bunt, but now that's 2 straight. At the Crawdads, base runners have been called safe at first, and that one I think head coach Mark Gavilia has an argument. They might have had Bull beat.
There's certainly an argument to be made, and that's why Gavilia is out there talking to the first base umpire.
They might have had Parker Jr. beat at first too, but regardless, back-to-back safe calls after an out call that I thought was safe on the field. So
Benjamin Juice, the right-hander for San Francisco, submarine throwing right-hander, warming up in the bullpen. And Gavilia heads back to the Seagull dugout. Doesn't quite look satisfied with the explanation, but nonetheless, the call remains the same. Bull safe on the infield single to third.
A little curious about how that conversation goes. Well, he's safe. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. I don't agree.
Not a whole lot you can do about it here in the CCL without replay like you were talking about earlier. Anyway, Clisby, a chance to add on to the 3-run lead for Walnut Creek. Potter delivers, breaking ball, wave and a miss. Clisby well out in front.
I think Clisby knew the bases were loaded there. It's a massive rip. Try to bring home runs. Even a sac fly here, though, would be big. Extend the lead to 4. Heading into the final 2 innings. A lot of ways to get the run home, but also could end the inning on 1 pitch.
The 0-1. Clisby takes the ball that bounces behind Lopez. He didn't know where it went. Rolls comes in from third, to score on the wild pitch.
Well, that's one of the ways that run can score. Wild pitch, poorly timed, and well, now an open base at first, so wipes out the double play, and the infield going to come in once again. Clisby just kind of has to deposit one towards the middle a little bit, get it past that grass layer on the infield.
Parker Jr. at third, Bull to second on the wild pitch. The 1-1 to Clisby. Ground ball up the middle, base hit RBI. Parker Jr. comes home to score. They give the wave to Bull with a lot of speed, and he scores. 2 RBI single for Brandon Clisby. 7-1 lead for Walnut Creek in the bottom of the 7th. Still just 1 out here in this inning, and that's got to do it for Potter as out comes Mark Gavilia for the Seagulls.
Just as I said, just need something right up the middle, and next pitch, boom. Shot it right back there. No shot for the pitcher Potter to make a play, and he kind of was looking pretty gassed at the end. I'm surprised they didn't make a move a little earlier, but Now that will be the end for Potter. It's the straw that broke the camel's back, and the straw, well, 4 runs.
Yeah, 4 runs in this inning, but it's not even over. We'll take a break as the new pitcher warms up. Back after the bullpen break, Benjamin Juice, the right-hander from Pacific University, Oregon, gets the call. 1 out, 1 runner at first. That's Brandon Clisby. Sutter Moss to the dish here in the bottom of the 7th. A 6-run lead for Walnut Creek after Clisby got that 2 RBI single. Moss, one of the hotter bats in the Crawdad order today. First offering to him. Off speed, outer third for a strike. Juiced, making his 3rd appearance for San Francisco. 5 2/3 innings pitched, ERA of almost 8. 3 strikeouts to 4 walks. Moss, 1 for 3. The 0-1. Off speed and outside.
Yeah, but don't let the numbers deceive you. Obviously a wacky arm slot. It's always tough to deal with. And hitters only hitting 280 against him. That is, well, it is fairly high for an individual pitcher, but still the four walks and 5.2 is what kind of stands out. Given free passes, not able to command it too well.
The 1-1 to Moss fouled away over the Seagull dugout. 1-2. But yeah, Juiced has some flashes. Obviously, with the awkward arm angle makes it tougher for hitters, especially right-handers, but at a disadvantage here against Moss from the left side. Looking for a put away here, the 1-2. Off speed, fouled away, slightly back and to the left. Juice from Pacific, California, Sacred Heart Cathedral. It's where he attended his high school days. Not too far from your neck of the woods. The 1-2. Moss served the other way into left field for a base hit. Impressive piece of hitting. Clisby over to third. And this inning going to continue for Walnut Creek. 3 straight singles that Seagulls pitching has allowed.
Well, if you're watching this game and you're in Little League right now, that's what is called a hit and run. Runner was taken off for second, and you're told to swing at whatever pitch you get. And Sutter Moss did exactly that. Went with it, almost left his feet, almost jumped up to hit that one and deposited it to left field. You see the shortstop ranging over to cover the stolen base, so it was wide open over there.
First offering to Ronson, grounded over to short. Feliciano flips to second for 1. On to first, Lamoth picks it out of the dirt. The bats come alive in the bottom of the 7th for Walnut Creek. They add 4 runs on 4 hits, and we'll head to the top of the 8th, but the 6-4-3 double play ends it to Ronson. We'll be right back after this, folks. Top of the 8th, Walnut Creek goes to the bullpen. 4 innings of spotless work from Weston Thornberry. Just 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no runs, no walks. And now Ryan Delaney gets the call, making his 33rd career appearance for Walnut Creek. A commanding lead in all-time appearances Delaney has. This is his 2nd this season, when an inning a couple of games ago against Menlo Park. And he'll face 9-1-2 for the Seagulls. Feliciano, Lamoth, and German. Delaney just graduated from Bucknell University. Technically, might have a year of eligibility if he wanted to use it. But the left-hander kicks and delivers. Feliciano, inner third fastball, taken for a strike. 0-1 to the shortstop for San Francisco. He's 1 for 2. Singled in the 2nd, grounded out back to Thornberry in the 5th. The 0-1, breaking ball outside. 1-1. Crawdad pitching magnificent today. 5 hits, 1 run, not earned. 3 Ks, 2 walks. 1-1, Feliciano waves and misses. Outer third changeup. Pure filth from Delaney there. And that's the gist on Delaney. He's not a hard thrower. Mid to low 80s fastball. Great changeup and a slider. The 1-1. Missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Feliciano, rising senior at Coppin State. Entered today hitting 103 in 9 games for San Francisco. Delaney, the 2-2. Breaking ball fouled away over the Crawdad bullpen toward right field.
That's a nice one, even though it's up a little bit. Gonna bear it in on him. Obviously, you don't want the breaking ball to get too high in the zone. Starts to look like a cement mixer.
Delaney, the 2-2. A little bit of a cement mixer there, just didn't drop. An off-speed pitch up top. Full count to Feliciano.
Yeah, you don't want it high in the zone, but you also don't want it above the zone.
Delaney sets at the belt. His put off. Ground ball to short. Parker Jr. collects. Couple hops and a laser beam over to first for the out. 1 down in the top of the 8th, no one on. And now Lamoth, lefty-lefty disadvantage here with Delaney on the hill.
Haven't seen it yet for the Seagulls offense. The Dad's offense obviously saw the starter Theodore Soros, the lefty, go 4 innings. Got through the top of the order 3 times, so they had some trouble with him too, the lefties did.
That they did. First pitch to Lamoth inside. 1 ball and no strikes. 4 innings for Soros, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Then Potter, 4 runs on 3 hits. As Juiced did a solid job. Lamoth flares this one foul third base side. 1-1. And the Seagulls just 1 run on 5 hits, 3 errors, and even their run that they scored, an RBI credited to Ethan Lopez, not earned to Hidegi because Jake Brewer reached on an E4. 1-1 pitch from Delaney, a slider outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to the first baseman, Lamoth. Lamoth, 2 homers this season. Hit 1 in the last game between these 2 teams last Tuesday. The 2-1, off speed and inside.
And again, that was the only hit that's still the only hit he's had against the Crawdads. 1 for 10. Might as well do it in style, but has struck out 3 times as well in those 10 attempts.
One of those strikeouts today in the first. The 3-1 from Delaney. Outer third fastball, chopped foul behind home plate. Full count again. And this is what Ryan Delaney does best, just throws pitches, works into counts, and allows hitters to make soft contact, which his defense puts away. The payoff. Ball 4, a fastball misses inside.
And pretty nicely thrown, but loses it to the first lefty he faces, so bit of a better start for Seagulls lefty-lefty matchups than the Crawdads had.
Yeah, 1 out base runner now for German. Moth works the 1 out walk. German 0 for 3. Pair of groundouts and a strikeout looking. Delaney out of the stretch. Inner third fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Germon, the center fielder, has looked fantastic defensively. Had a diving effort that robbed TJ Woodson of a hit. Delaney misses on the 1-0 pitch. And if you can call Ryan Ellis Mr. Crawdad, you could argue that Ryan Delaney is also Mr. Crawdad just because of his career stats. The 1-0 driven in the air, left center field. Pulaski chasing back to the track. It lands for extra bases. Lamoth gets the stop sign at third base. But a 1-out double for Davis Germon. 2 RBI chance now for Tanner Wall in the 3 spot.
Yeah, that ball just turned on and cranked out to left center. Both teams working the gaps fairly well, though it is kind of the deeper part of the yard. If maybe some of these balls today had been hit directly down the line, may have seen a couple homers so far, but still working the gap beautifully. Got the hands in quickly in an advantage count, looking for the fastball and got what he wanted. So now another tough lefty-lefty matchup, though. Tanner Wall just has to put the ball in play to get a run here with just 1 out.
Tanner Wall, a Pepperdine commit, has a double earlier today. First pitch from Delaney, slider hits the zone. 2 RBI chance for Wall, who's actually 2 for 3, a double in the first, a single in the 6th. The veteran Delaney trying to put away the rising freshman. The 0-1. Check swing, a fastball outside. Home plate umpire says Wall went around. Now 0-2. Wall, St. Francis High School, committed to Pepperdine on October 22nd, 2024. Just graduated from high school this spring. The 0-2, fastball just outside.
Yeah, we talked about it on Sunday. I think it's just so cool that you can have guys who are rising freshmen just out of high school, and then guys like Ryan Delaney who have been in the college scene for a long, long time.
Such is the magnificence of the CCL. The 1-2 to Wall. Slider well outside. And Wall had to check his swing a little bit. Kept it at the shoulder. And now the count even at 2.
And these types of at-bats obviously very valuable for the veteran of the two, but extraordinarily, especially for the freshmen, the young guys who yet to face the veteran players.
2-2, swing and a miss. Delaney gets Wall with the slider. 2 down in the top of the 8th. Heflin to the plate. Still runners at second and third for San Francisco, trailing by 6. Heflin reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th and a walk in the 3rd. It's technically 0 for 2, though. Delaney kicks and delivers. Fastball on the outer 3rd, a dropped strike. 0-1 to the Seagull left fielder.
It's rare you see that often when the catcher drops the ball, even if it's in the zone. The ump doesn't want to reward him, but that one there made the right call regardless.
Now the 0-1 from Delaney. Off speed outside, 1-1. Perhaps the umpires just want to get out of this one, go home. 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we're through 7 innings already. Rather quick game of baseball here. Delaney, the 1-1. Wave and a miss. Technically a check swing, but Heflin did go around.
With that comment, now you've done it.
I suppose I have. Got to knock on the wood here.
Never jinx the quick game, even in the 8th inning. Always finds a way to grow legs.
2 out, top of the 8th. The 1-2, Delaney misses outside. And now deuces wild, as they like to call it.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on in the top of the 8th. That's a lot of T's in the alliteration there. Nonetheless, Delaney looking for a put away as he and the Crawdads trying to strand the bases on jam. 2-2 pitch, a slider that missed outside. Full count now to Heflin. And our producer, Jack Brooks, thinks Heflin should have been rung up 2 or 3 pitches ago. Instead, Delaney working for a payoff. Brief glance to third. Now the pitch home. Wave and a miss. Bottom falls out of the changeup, and Ryan Delaney, 2 straight strikeouts to strand a pair of Seagulls runners. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Crawdads a 6-run lead, trying to tack on some more. 7-1 lead for Walnut Creek in the bottom of the 8th. And let's compare this year to last year between this rivalry. No good birdies. 2025 versus San Francisco Crawdads scored 73 runs over 7 games in 3 games so far through 2026. And this one isn't even over. 33 runs driven in for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And early in this one, it was tied at 1 up until the 4th. Looked like could be the first really close game between these two teams, but all of a sudden, the bats have come alive. Anyway, Aldridge, Woodson, and Rolls due up against Juiced. And left-hander Aldridge takes well outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Aldridge 0 for 3. Looking for his first hit. The 1-0 from Juiced. Off speed on the outer third, called a strike.
Thereabouts.
I'm with you there. Juiced, the 1-1. Outside pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Shane Aldridge manning right field for the 8th game now in his Crawdad career, which began this season in 2026. The 2-1 pitch, breaking ball fouled away above the Seagull dugout. Count even at 2. Woodson on deck, and he's had a nice day, 1 for 2 with an RBI single. And then Rolls in the hole, who's 3 for 3. The 2-2. Aldridge fouls it away, stays alive.
Just looking at the optics of it, too. Might be the toughest at-bat Rolls will be set to have just on the side-winding righty. It's never a comfortable at-bat as a righty, or as any hitter, but especially the righties where every pitch kind of seems to naturally bear in on the hands.
He and Woodson both. The 2-2, Aldridge takes a drop strike 3. Lopez picks it up from behind the dish and fires to first. They get Shane Aldridge looking this time. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Still a 6-run lead for Walnut Creek, and Woodson comes up to the plate.
And the ever-elusive drop third strike looking. Just couldn't hold on to it, but kept his wits, did Lopez behind the plate. Ethan Lopez.
He's done a really nice job thus far behind the dish. First offering to Woodson. Inside on the hands.
And well, it's not easy to hit a guy like this who throws sidearm kind of submarine. It's also not easy to catch.
Everything moves so much.
Yeah, just unusual.
The 1-0 to Woodson. Chopped foul third base side.
Though I can't say I personally have caught a sidearmer before. My catching days were over probably in like 2nd grade.
Same.
Never liked it. Never was good at it.
Didn't like the squatting.
No.
It annoyed my legs. The 1-1, Woodson serves it the other way into right. Diving effort, Waldvogel. Did he make the grab? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. That's twice now that TJ Woodson has been robbed of hits to the outfield.
He could be 3 for 3, my goodness. It was left field the first time in the 2nd inning. Cade Heflin made a sliding grab, very nice. And now the diving play on the fading liner. Woodson swung the bat really, really well from the 9th spot. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow he's moved up a bit.
Perhaps so, but actually I think Brent Cummings, the manager for Walnut Creek, really loves him as a table setter down there.
That's true.
Nonetheless, Rolls first pitch grounded too short. Feliciano collects, fires across the diamond in time. So Peyton Rolls finally retired in his first time at the plate today. He's now 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Anyways, top of the 9th we go. Crawdads trying to close it out. top of the ninth. Crawdads lead 6, and Cody Perry making his season debut in 2026. Will try to close it out. Does not have an opportunity for a save, facing Waldvogel, Brewer, and Graham, 5, 6, and 7. Cody Perry, one of the most accomplished pitchers in Walnut Creek history, enters the 2026 summer 7th most in innings with 41, 6th most in strikeouts, 43, and the 9th most appearances in Crawdad history, 16. Rising graduate, I should say, from Claremont McKenna is in the portal now. Just a strike thrower he's been in his career for Walnut Creek.
Been outstanding. So excited to see his debut as we have, I think, a pinch hitter on for the Seagulls. Bryce Brooks.
Bryce Brooks. Brooks, the 5'8", 145-pound infielder, replaces Waldvogel here. Brooks, this will be his 6th game, a .250 hitter. First offering from Perry. Fastball down the middle for a strike. 0-1 to Bryce Brooks. Waldvogel ends his day. The 0-1 chopped foul. Now 0-2. Waldvogel 0 for 3. So it makes sense they want to bring up somebody new. Game on the line. Perry, the 0-2 delivery. Slider in the dirt, check swing. The appeal to first base. He did not go around. 1 ball and 2 strikes to to Bryce Brooks, and that's why Cody Perry is so effective. Just that filthy slider. The 1-2 bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Crawdads and the Seagulls. It was close. A 3-1 game for most of the day. And a 4 spot in the 8th for Walnut Creek brought it 7-1. Cody Perry freezes Bryce Brooks, a slider over the heart of the zone. Strike 3 looking. And how about that? His first batter in 2025. Retired via the K. Now another pinch hitter for Jake Brewer. They'll bring in Sebastian Ultreras.
And the guy who led Claremont Mud Scripts at D3 level in strikeouts. 1 for 1 with the Crawdads.
First pitch to Ultreras called a strike. 0-1.
1 for 1 this year, that is.
Now the 0-1 home, a fastball high and tight. Perry, the 1-1 delivery. Outer third slider, strike 2. And he's dealing right now, just finding the zone against these Seagulls hitters. Perry threw a complete game earlier this season, the first in his career at Claremont McKenna. 1-2 slider, check swing. He did go around. How about the forwards K this time from Cody Perry?
Wow, and he's just working at his own pace. Not surprised to see Sebastian Ultreras, the pinch hitter, call time after going down 2 strikes. Perry working lightning quick. It's worked to 2 strikeouts. He's already ready to throw the next pitch. Batter's not even in the box.
That he is, and now it's Jacob Gilbreth, a 3rd straight pinch hitter in this inning for San Francisco. Perry kicks and fires. Slider misses low and away. 1 ball and no strikes on Gilbreth. This is his 8th appearance this season. 100 hitter. 1-1. Flared into center field. Bull tracking to his right, makes the grab. A 1-2-3 inning for Cody Perry to end the game. The Crawdads win 7-1 over the San Francisco Seagulls, a team they are 3-0 against, Harry. They'll play them again this Friday in San Bruno. We'll take a quick break and debrief this game on the Crawdad postgame show right after this. Welcome into today's post-game show here on the Crawdad Streaming Network, brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek, a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyls, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who is playing at Up the Creek Records or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords.com. Also, we'll get right to it. Today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And today's player of the game, Peyton Rolls, for the third time this season. Peyton, that's got to mean a little bit of something to you.
Yeah, it feels great. Just happy to contribute to our team and get a win today.
Broke a 3-game losing streak. Were there any adjustments that went into today's contest as a team after a pair of losses to San Luis Obispo?
I thought we just did the little things right. Limited errors. Pitching was phenomenal today. And we got big hits when we needed them. And when you do those things, you're going to be set up for a successful day.
Two of your last 3 games, you've had at least 2 stolen bases. Has anything changed in that regard? Just maybe a little more aggressive Coach Cummings is at third base and sending you, perhaps?
I mean, it's the green light. He gives me the green light. So as soon as I hear that, I'm full go and want to steal as many bases as I can.
Peyton, have you seen anything different from the Seagulls today versus the past couple games you played them?
I know the score is 7-1, but I thought they competed a lot better today, and I thought they're definitely picking up momentum.
How do you feel going on the road tomorrow for just the second time this year after that opening CCL play loss to Sonoma last Friday?
I think we're just really bonded as a team. I know we just came off a 3-game losing streak, but I think we're starting to really mesh, and even if we go on the road, I think we're going to be just fine.
Do you think there have been excuse me, let me rephrase this, Peyton. What are some of the things that have happened in the dugout that have allowed you guys to come together so well?
I think guys just being right next to each other and just figuring out names and just talking about baseball and talking about everything that you can talk about.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Peyton. Today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants. We'll take a quick break here on the Crawdad post-game show, and we'll be right back with a breakdown.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Crawdads postgame show. Charlie Limoncelli and Harry Setrakian. Let's get into today's sweet play of the game, brought to you by Batter and Icing, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Batter and Icing is a locally owned custom bakery with 2 retail outlets in Danville and Pleasant Hill. Since 2018, they've been creating everything from birthday and wedding cakes to corporate event desserts, all made fresh with quality ingredients and plenty of creativity. Learn more or place an order using the Crawdad fundraiser part of the Order Online tab at www.batterandicing.com. Orders can be picked up at any Crawdads home game. And today's today's sweet play of the game. How about that ranging effort from TJ Woodson over at third base a couple innings ago? Just made a fantastic catch on a line, a hard hit ball right to him, moved a couple steps over to his left and just snagged it out of the air. That was back in the 7th inning. And what a masterful play that was, Harry.
It was, and it really saved what could have been a rally in the end. 7th inning, had a guy on first, Jake Brewer, let it off with a single. Hard hit to the left side, and, well, TJ Woodson was there. And Woodson, who had made a couple of errors on Sunday, kind of one of his worst days defensively, but he really, really settled in today and did a fantastic job rebounding from that. So good to see him over there again. Middle infielder by trade, but filling in very nicely at third after that nice play today. Also had a couple nice ground ball plays that he just made perfectly. So that one, the biggest of them all, though.
Yeah, fantastic effort from TJ Woodson today. Harry, all things considered, what was, in your opinion, the biggest contribution to this win for Walnut Creek?
Well, we talked about Peyton Rolls as the player of the game, but as well as that Weston Thornbury out of the bullpen, 4 innings unscathed, 10 pitches an inning was his rate, 40 pitches thrown. He had 1 strikeout, but only allowed 2 hits. Ended up getting the win because the Crawdads took the lead. after he came in, and they never gave it up after that. But it was his pitching that really, really elevated them, and it was a different look from Sunday, where the Crawdads pitchers kind of had to labor to get in and out of innings, and it was because they weren't commanding the zone well. But Thornbury absolutely was, with the the high velocity fastball that can just get hitters on, whether it's a take and strike or a swing and a miss. He can overpower him, and then the sweeper throwing it in timely moments and mixing it in very well. It was a big key to the game was Weston Thornbury's outing.
Yeah, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 strikeout for Thornbury, no walks allowed. He was magnificent. Gets the win, obviously, today. And how about the Crawdad pitching staff? Just 6 total hits, 4 strikeouts to 3 walks, only 1 run allowed on 1 error, so not earned on any of the pitchers. Kalani Hidegi gets the start, and he looked rather good as well. Just all things considered, a really well-rounded effort from the pitching staff. And then the bats got it done. 10 hits, 7 runs driven in. It was a much more complete effort today for Walnut Creek, a well-deserved win.
It was. The pitching had to throw 174 pitches over the 9 innings that they threw on Sunday, but today just 131. So really toned that number down and was at a pace that you'd prefer to be at much more than, what was it? It was over 19 pitches per inning, and that's just, again, a remark to the rest of the bullpen, commanding the zone, getting contact, but also just throwing early strikes.
Yeah, just a fantastic effort all around. So, Harry, that's just about going to do it here on the Crawdad postgame show, brought to you by Up the Creek Records. For Harry Setrakian and Jack Brooks, our broadcast producer, Troy Limoncelli signing off. We'll see you folks tomorrow, 6 o'clock in Menlo Park. The Crawdads going on the road.